India, Satnam Singh. In lane 3 for Spain, Jordi Jofre Senciales. In lane 4 for Hong Kong, China, Chan Chi-feng. In lane 5 for Zimbabwe, Stephen Cox. And in lane 6 for Slovakia, Jakub Hrhonek.
Očekuje nas start prve utrke današnjeg programa, prve regate svjetskog kupa u Zagrebu, finale D muških samaca. Pruga broj 1, Hrvatska 3, Boris Cesarec. Pruga broj 2, Indija. Pruga broj 3, Španjolska 1. Pruga broj 4, Hong Kong. Pruga broj 5, Zimbabwe. Pruga broj 6, Slovačka.
Well, the first race should be getting underway very shortly. We've got our all-star commentary team out on the water, Clint Saville and Igor Boraska, and in the car following this first race of the day, and I think they've just kicked off the starting blocks. We've got Richie Richardson and Marta Kostelic. Richie, how are these singles looking out there in the first few strokes of the day?
A glorious start to the day here with our first race, the T-final of the men's singles sculls. They've got off to a flying start here. Leading it out, nearest to us in lane 6, it's Slovakia, Hrhonek, the 22-year-old Jakub. He's just taken out a little bit of a lead, but as I say, that the Indian sculler Satnam Singh has now moved in to the lead, just about at canvas, but just an overlap of about a length and a half separating all 6 crews as they come up to the 250-meter mark.
Evo, u tijeku je prva utrka dana skifova muških, vrlo dobar start, čamci su još uvijek relativno poravnati, a vodstvo u ovim trenucima preuzima veslač Indije u pruzi broj 2. Inače u pruzi broj 1, kao što je Petar ranije rekao, natječe se jedan od 3 skifista iz Hrvatske, naš Boris Cesarec.
Okay, and Satnam Singh there, the Indian sculler, moving out to a good lead here, just opening up clear water ahead of the Croatian sculler in second place. So all the action on the enclosure side there, the Indian sculler just moving along here, nice steady rate of 35 strokes per minute coming up on the 500-meter mark. So then it is Boris Cesarec for Croatia in second at the moment. Very little between the chasing pack, with the Spanish sculler in third, just ahead of Zimbabwe, the Slovakian sculler, and Hong Kong, China then for fifth and sixth. The fastest qualifier out of the races earlier, and the reigning Asian champion, is Chan Chi-feng from Hong Kong, China. So surprising to see him down the field here, but hopefully he'll have a better second half of the race and get back into contention. But still leading it out, it is Satnam Singh of India in lane number 2, leading out here the final D of the men's single sculls.
U uvjerljivom vodstvu otprilike dužinu čamca je veslač Indije, Satnam Singh, a iza njega je Boris u pruzi broj 5, veslač Zimbabvea bori se za treće mjesto sa Španjolskom i Hong Kong Kinom. Inače, jučer najbrži u finalu A bio je, u kvalifikacijskim utrkama, ispričavam se, bio je Chi-feng Chan iz Hong Kong, Kine.
So back just going through 750 meters, and it's still the Indian sculler doing all the running here, taking out the early lead past the 500-meter mark. He had clear water, but the other crews are coming back now, and we can see quite a lot of the scullers putting pushes here to get back into contention coming up on the halfway mark. So it's still India leading it out, but then there's an armada of 4 boats, all within half a canvas of each other. The Croatian sculler, Spain, Hong Kong, China, and Zimbabwe all in contention. The only sculler that's in danger of losing touch with the leading crews now is the Slovakian sculler Jakub Hrhonek in lane 6 nearest to us in the car here. He's just losing out with a little bit of clear water. A lot of pressure now under Satnam Singh in the last 500 and coming up to the 1,000-meter mark, with all the crews now coming into with half a length of his lead on the men's single sculls final here. So coming through 1,000, it's still the Indian sculler, but coming under increased pressure from Croatia, Spain, Hong Kong, China, and Zimbabwe.
Otprilike smo na polovici staze, inače ovo vremenski najzahtjevniji dio staze, jer uvjeti znaju biti zahtjevni, ali evo sada je stvarno jako mirno jezero. Vodi se vrlo napeta utrka u finalu D muških samaca. Veslač Indije u pruzi broj 2, koji je ranije bio u značajnom vodstvu, polako je, evo, stižu ga i ostale posade. Vrlo tjesna utrka, otprilike pola duljine čamca su sve posade.
And we're back in the action here now again. It is very exciting up at the front. It's changed positions a number of times here. Now moving into the lead, it is Jordi Sanciales of Spain, just taking half a canvas off of the Indian sculler. He looks like that 500 that he had, the second 500, has done a little bit of damage, and he doesn't seem he can respond to the challenge that's coming in from Spain. So it is Spain leading now, and into second place goes Stephen Cox of Zimbabwe. They're the 1 and 2. Satnam Singh of India holding on to third at the moment, and in fourth is Chan Chi-fun of Hong Kong, China, and staying in touch as well, the local sculler Boris Cesaric of Croatia. They're the 1 to 5, and just coming back in to get an overlap now on the fifth position is the young Jakub Herhonik from Slovakia, as we come up with 500 meters to go.
Preostalo je gotovo 500 metara do kraja, vodstvo je preuzeo Jorge iz Španjolske. Na drugom mjestu je u ovom trenutku Cox Steven iz Zimbabvea, a veslač Indije je na trećem mjestu. Vodi se dosta napeta borba za četvrto mjesto između Hrvatske, između Borisa Cesarca i Chang Chi-funga iz Hong Kong, Kine. Na posljednjem mjestu u ovom trenutku je Herhonek Jakub, zaostaje otprilike za duljinu čamca za ostalim posadama. Ulazimo i u finiš utrke.
What an exciting way to kick off the racing here today and final day. The men's single sculls, just 4 boat lengths separating first to sixth, as they come up with about 300 meters to go. Leading it out, it is still Jordi Sanciales of Spain. He's just got about half a length ahead of Stephen Cox of Zimbabwe, and Satnam Singh doing a great job there to stay into contention for the third place out of the 6 scullers. Camilla coming into view here. What a great way to start, just half a length separating first and second in our first race of the day.
Yeah, we build up with the excitement through the day here, all the way through to those finals. But even these minor finals, we get some absolutely cracking racing. And Jordi Sanciales now very much under pressure from the rest of the field as we move through the final 250 metres. And it is Stephen Cox from Zimbabwe going head-to-head with Satnam Singh of India in lane 2 for the win behind Jordi Sanciales.
Uzbudljiva završnica utrke finala D muških samaca za poredak od 19. do 24. mjesta. Trenutno u vodstvu Španjolac Jordi Sanciales. Ispred trenutno Stevena Coxa iz Zimbabvea, ali naš Boris Cesarec se bori za to drugo mjesto. Ostalo je još nekih 100-tinjak metara i manje i čini se da će Boris uspjeti osvojiti na kraju ipak treće mjesto.
It will be Spain's Jordi Sanciales that clings on from a fast-moving Stephen Cox of Zimbabwe. A great move there from Boris Cesaric of Croatia to move through Satnam Singh of India to claim third. It will then be India's Singh that comes over in fourth position, and the results will trickle through and be confirmed. Our top 1, 2, 3, Spain, followed by Zimbabwe, then Croatia. It's then a conformed fourth place for Singh of India. And then the final place is fifth for Herhonek of Slovakia, and Chan Chi-fun of Hong Kong, China will round off the placings in sixth.
U tijeku je i druga utrka današnjeg programa, finale C muških samaca. Pruga broj 1, Hrvatska 2, David Šajn. Pruga broj 2, Finska 1. Pruga broj 3, Brazil. Pruga broj 4, Češka. Pruga broj 5, Irak. Pruga broj 6, Bugarska 3.
On to the C final now of the men's single sculls, looking to determine from those places 13 to 19. It's Croatia in lane number 1, David Šajn in 2. It's Jol Nakarainen of Finland. It's Lucas Vertain Ferreira of Brazil in lane number 3. Thomas Shishma of the Czech Republic in 4. Bakar Al-Dalami of Iraq in 5. Lazar Penev of Bulgaria completing the set in lane number 6. And Richie, I'm hoping for, my apologies. We're now with Colleen and Igor in car number 2. Are we in for just as an exciting race with this C final?
Yeah, Camilla, it's going to be absolutely thrilling. It's been a real pleasure to watch the first 1,000 meters. These crews just starting to separate a little bit through the second quarter and into the halfway mark. It was a quick start for the Bulgarian Lazar Penev, who shot out of the gate and in fact was leading for a moment. He's now slipped into a really close, second place, close between second and third. No doubt about it, though. Up at the front, our clear leader at the moment, it is Lucas Vertain Ferreira of Brazil. Currently at about 33 strokes per minute.
Veslači su upravo prošli 1000 metara u finalu C, znači za poredak između 13. i 18. mjesta. Hrvatska i ovdje ima svog predstavnika Davida Šajna u stazi broj 1, koji se trenutno bori za drugu poziciju. U vodstvu je Brazilac Lucas Vertain Ferreira, a za drugo mjesto vrlo jaka borba između Davida Šajna u stazi broj 1, Joela Naukarinena iz Finske u stazi broj 2, Čeh Tomas Šišma također je tu u stazi broj 4 i u stazi 6 Bugar Lazar Penev. Biće ovo zanimljiva borba sve do kraja trke.
So closing in then and approaching the final 500-meter stretch. You may hear the excitement in Igor's voice a bit. It's looking really nice at the moment for David Šajn of Croatia. Hometown local favorite out of lane 1, so closest to the grandstand. He's having a bit of a private battle for third currently with Lazar Penev of Bulgaria. Brazil continuing to lead up at the top, then back to the Czech Republic. That's Tomas Sisma of the Czech Republic, third at the 500, fourth at the 1,000, and now certainly starting to make his move. So a little bit of a patient race there. And then just behind him, again, it is the Croatian David Šajn, the 35-year-old, a silver medalist in London in the quad, world medalist in 2010 and 2013. That's the top three. So again, Brazil, Czech Republic, and Croatia, Bulgaria just off the pace now.
Dakle, evo nas ulazimo u zadnjih 500 metara, u vodstvu je i dalje Brazilac u stazi broj 3, ali Čeh Tomas Sisma ga stiže i razlika je vrlo mala, rekao bi manje od sekunde razmaka, dok je naš David Šajn u stazi 1 na čvrstom trećem mjestu, u borbi možda da stigne i prvu dvojicu. Svi znamo Davida Šajna jako dobro, olimpijski prvak i olimpijski vice prvak i svjetski prvak od prije 10 godina.
So Camilla, they're coming toward you. It's a bit of a battle up at the front. Can we expect Tomas Sisma to overhaul the Brazilian?
Oh, I don't know. The Brazilian, so experienced. Lucas Vertain Ferreira, a great athlete in the single scull, and he's now responding to the danger that's being thrown at him from Tomas Sisma of the Czech Republic that sits in second. Also danger from over on the far side, Lazar Penev of Bulgaria starting to move through the gears into the final 250 meters, and also a great move here from David Šajn.
Sama završnica utrke muških skifova u finalu C i dalje u vodstvu Brazilac Lucas Ferreira Vertain, ali za vratom mu puše Tomas Sisma iz Češke, dok je na trećoj poziciji naš David Šajn. Još je nekih 100-tinjak metara do cilja.
Well, Vertain Ferreira of Brazil is now almost 3/4 of a length up on that challenge from Tomas Sisma of the Czech Republic that sits just to his left in lane number 4, and now fairly comfortable moving through into the line in the top spot of the C final. It's then a battle for third between the Bulgarian Lazar Penev, but I think it's going to be David Šajn of Croatia. I'm sure that will please the home fans over in third. It will then be the Bulgarian ahead of Joel Nakarinen of Finland from lane number 2. It's then Iraq's Bakar Al-Dalami that finishes in that C final of the men's single sculls. So we've just got a small gap now, 4 minutes to go until the start of our next race, which will be a repechage for the men's coxless pairs.
Kratka pauza do sljedeće utrke. Očekuje nas utrka repasaža dvojaca bez kormilara koja starta za 3 minute.
So closing in now on our first repechage of the day. This is for the men's pair. In lane 1, we've got Jaka Kash and Nick Krebs of Slovenia. In lane 2, Lorenz Lindorfer and Bruno Bachmeier of Austria. In lane 3, home favourites, the Lonkaric brothers from Croatia, Patrick and Anton. In lane 4, for Hungary, we've got Juhas Adrian and Simon Bella. And in lane 5 for Hong Kong, China, Lam Santong and Wang Weichun. Just 2 crews to progress through to the A final, with the remaining crews progressing to the B final.
Očekuje nas utrka repasaža muškog dvojca bez kormilara. U pruzi broj 1 Slovenija, pruga broj 2 Austrija, pruga broj 3 Patrik i Anton Lončarić Hrvatska, pruga broj 4 Mađarska, pruga broj 5 Hong Kong Kina. Prve 2 posade izborit će svoje mjesto u finalu.
Well, it'll be those quiet moments just before the start where these athletes will be zoning in, ready to put out a performance to get them into the A final. And up there at the start in our commentary car, we've got Richie and Marta.
We're just watching the crews on the state boats. Last few adjustments have been made. Bruno Bachmeier of Austria in the bow seat, just to glance over his shoulder down the lane to make sure everything is order. They're coming up now. Blades have been squared over, so we'll be underway shortly in this first men's pair. And as Camilla had said, there's 2 crews to qualify here directly into the A final. The remaining crews will go into the B final, and 2 crews qualified from the earlier heats. These would have raced yesterday and also here looking to get their qualifying spots. So we're underway now in this men's pairs race. Off to the quickest start, it is the crew from Hong Kong, China in lane 5. They've gone out to a very good start. The Lonkarich twins of Croatia, centre of the course. They're the 1 and 2 at the moment, coming off the start, just about a half a length ahead of the other crews from Slovenia, Austria and from Hungary as well. An overlap of 1 boat length from 1st to 6th, so very little separating them out as we come up to 250.
Posade muških dvojaca bez kormilara startali su, posade su za sada još uvijek unutar dužine čamca. U tijeku je borba za prvo mjesto između posade Hrvatske, znači Patrik i Anton Lončarić, i posade Hong Kong Kine. Inače, Patrik i Anton Lončarić u lovu su na kvalifikacije za olimpijske igre koje će se održati 2024. u Parizu. Aktivno treniraju u ovoj disciplini dvojaca. Jučer su vodili vrlo napetu trku u kvalifikacijama sa Mađarima, gdje su za samo par stotinki prije Mađara prošli kroz cilj.
Just coming up on the 500 meter mark, and it's been a great 500 for Hong Kong, China. Lam Sung Tung and Wang Wengqi, the current 2020 Asian champions, 17th in the World Championship last year. They had a really good first 500 to take the lead, but they've now been caught up by the Lonkarich twins in the centre of the course for Croatia, and going with them is the Austrian pair as well of Lorenzo Lindorfer and Bruno Bachmeier, now moved in level. So these three crews, just about a half a canvas separating them, and then it's further back to Slovenia in fifth place, and then the crew from Hungary back towards the back of the field at the moment. Coming up on 7:50 though, but it is the Croatian crew doing all the running here. They're taken with the Austrians beside them with them, and I think the Hong Kong China crew, they went early off the first 500, and they might struggle to keep up with the pace of the Austrian and Croatian crews coming through 750.
Posada Austrije, Hrvatske i Mađarske u ovim trenucima su samo nekoliko zaveslaja razlike. Čini se kako je Hong Kong, Kina lagano su zaostali za Hrvatima i Austrijancima. Inače, braća Lončarić bore se za prvo mjesto i prolazak u finale A.
Coming up on the 1,000-meter mark, and it has changed again here. The crews from Austria and Croatia really battling it out here, matching it the stroke for stroke. The Austrian crew slightly higher rate than the Croatian pair, but very little between them. It's still the Croatians by maybe half a canvas, but within a stroke or two that can all change. The crew from Hong Kong, China, earlier leaders in the first 500, battling here to hold on to third place, just a length ahead of the crew from Slovenia, have an overlap, and then coming back as well as the Hungarian pair in fifth place at the moment, but doing their best to put pressure on the Slovenians. It's all about the Croatians, though, centre of the course. Patrick and Anton Lončarić, 14th, of course, in the World Championships last year, bronze medalists at the European Under-23s, and they've told us that their priority number one for this season is Olympic qualification. So they're looking to get a lot of racing and experience under their belt and clock up those all-important placings into the final as well. 2 placings on offer here, and it does look like Croatia still holding on. They've opened up about a canvas now over Austria in the first and second place, and then it is Hong Kong, China back in third, and they're coming under increased pressure now from Slovenia and Hungary, but there's clear water between the first 2 crews leading this one out here. It's still all about Croatia and Austria.
Vrlo napeta utrka vodi se na polovici staze između Hrvatske, između Patrika i Antona i posade Austrije. U ovom trenutku Anton i Patrik su otprilike pola duljine čamca ispred Austrije i čini se kako povećavaju tu prednost. Inače, u ovim trenucima na 3. mjestu je Hong Kong, Kina, a otprilike isto tako pola duljine čamca iza njih je posada Mađarske.
So coming up with 500 meters to go, it's still the Croatian and Austrians leading this one out here. The Lončarić twins, Patrick and Anton, doing a great job. 3/4 of a length lead over Austria. The Austrian crews here wearing a ribbon in memory, of course, of Christoph Seifriedberger, who would have been in this boat, tragically lost him earlier in the season, and they'll be racing with him in their hearts and minds, and their ribbons in his memory on their one pieces as well here. And they're doing him proud because they're putting increased pressure on that pair from Croatia. They're the 1 and 2 qualifying spots for the final looks likely for them. Coming back into contention, the Hungarian pair moving into third place, but there's clear water between them and the leading crew, so it's unlikely that they are going to put in too much of a challenge. But who knows, over the last 250 meters, Camilla, this Hungarian pair, a lot of experience, the 234-year-olds, they might come back and challenge the Austrians.
Yeah, Juhas and Simon of Hungary, they are always well known for ratcheting those ratings right up. We've seen them in the 50s before, and I suspect they'll be gearing up for that anytime soon if they want to make it into that top 2 alongside Croatia and Austria, who occupy those spaces at the moment. They're closing in. They've still got about a length and a quarter to make up to get into that A final. They currently run in third.
Završnica je utrke dvojca bez kormilara, repasaža dvojca bez kormilara. U samoj završnici vidimo borbu između posade Hrvatske i posade Austrije, ali braća Lončarić za sad drže sigurnu poziciju i drže prolaz u finale. Vidimo da i posada Mađarske podiže broj zaveslaja i napada ove 2 posade, ali čini se da će Hrvatska i Austrija uspjeti izboriti svoje mjesto u finalu.
The launch riches of Croatia with half a length over Austria, but look at these Hungarians go. They're up at 52 strokes a minute to try and take that second spot through to the A final. I think they will just fall short by a matter of centimetres. I think Austria did enough there to hold on Lindorfer and Bachmeier, but we'll wait to see the confirmed results there. Final cruise trickling over the line, Slovenia and Hong Kong, China. But a big performance there on home water for the Lonchariches. Patrick and Anton. And we will now swiftly be moving on to the next race on the course once these results are confirmed for that second place through to the A final.
Očekuje nas i druga utrka repasaža danas. Prva dvojec na pariće muški. Pruga broj 1 Ukrajina, pruga broj 2 Argentina 2, pruga broj 3 Srbija 1, pruga broj 4 Indija i pruga broj 5 Tajland.
So in that previous race, we were just waiting for those results to be confirmed. It was a win there for Croatia that will see them through to the A final, and that really close finish. They tried as they might, but Hungary just falling short to Austria, who clung on to that second place through to the A final. That will see Hungary, Hong Kong, China and Slovenia progressing through to the B final. No rest here on day 2 at the first World Cup of the season as we move on now to the first repechage of the men's double sculls. In lane 1, Ukraine. In lane 2, Argentina 2. In lane 3, Serbia 1. In lane 4, India. And in lane 5, Thailand. And running alongside this race, we've got Colleen and Igor.
Incredible battle toe-to-toe between Ukraine and Serbia at the top of the field. It is Serbia with the advantage by, well, just about 3/4 length or so over Ukraine. Serbia shot out of the gates at 53 strokes per minute. Of course, 2 to advance onto the A final, so looking good at the moment for Serbia 1, the combination from Ukraine, and then, well, Argentina will have to make some kind of a move. They're in threat of not advancing on to that A final.
Trka repesaž dvojaca na pariće došla je točno do 1000 metara, evo taman prva posada Srbije prelazi crtu 1000 metara u vodstvu otprilike za dužinu ispred posade Ukrajine u stazi broj 1. Na trećoj poziciji se nalazi Argentina 2, a 4. i 5. pozicije drže Indija i Tajland i oni su van utrke za pozicije koje vode u finale. Dakle, za sada prilično uvjerljivo na prvom mjestu Srbija 1 u stazi broj 3, Aleksandar Beđik i Aleksandar Filipović i Ukrajina Juri Ivanov i Pavlo Jurčenko u stazi broj 1 drže prve 2 pozicije koje vode u finale.
Serbia holding on to the advantage now by clear water over Ukraine. It's Alexander Bedic in the bow and Alexander Filipovic in the stroke seat. Loads of experience between the two of them. They came together at the 3rd World Cup last year where they finished 6th overall, and they're just looking so long and comfortable now at about 35 strokes per minute. Quickest moving boat on the course. Ukraine, well, have lost a little bit of steam from what we saw earlier. Yuri Ivanic and Pavlo Jurčenko, and under threat at the moment from the Argentinians.
Da, u ovoj utrci izgleda da je pitanje pobjednika riješeno, budući da Srbija 1 ima prednost veću od dužine i po čamca i ulazimo u zadnjih 500 metara utrke, dok Argentina u stazi broj 2 napada ukrajinsku posadu u stazi broj 1 i dolazi unutar dužine čamca, tako da moguće u zadnjih 500 metara da vidimo uzbudljivu trku za tu drugu poziciju koja vodi u finale.
And Argentina now overlapping with Ukraine, so Argentina really looking to make a push. Augustin Mateus Skena and Alex Haak in the stroke seat. Skena making his senior debut, having raced in the under-23 quad last year. So Argentina throwing everything they have. Again, that's kind of the real race between 2nd and 3rd, as we know, 2 to qualify on to the A final. It's looking really good for Serbia as they close in to the final 250. But Camilla, I think Ukraine will just have to keep an eye on Argentina.
Yeah, they really will. It's really not too much to separate them. Only 9 meters or so between Ukraine and Argentina, and that's where the line will be drawn there. That second place is good enough to get you through to the A final. But no worries for Bedic and Filipovic of Serbia in lane number 3. They are cruising out in front at 35 strokes a minute. The one of the fastest moving crews on the water. But I think Ukraine, now having seen the danger, have upped the speed, and they're starting to put in a bit of a push to move away from Argentina.
Završnica je prve repasažne skupine dvojca na Pariće, za sada uvjerljivo vodstvu posada Srbije, dok se za drugo mjesto bore Ukrajina i Argentina, ali čini mi se da će Ukrajina uspjeti obraniti to svoje drugo mjesto i izboriti svoje mjesto u finalu.
Bedic and Filipovic not even lifting the rate at all. They don't want to show any signs of being under pressure. They've got over a length back to Ukraine, who will take that second spot through. A fairly comfortable victory in the end ahead of Argentina to cross in third. And Argentina will have to fight in the B final for the minor places in this men's double sculls event. Looking back to the rest of the field, it's India that move through in lane 4, Karmit and Parminder Singh, and they will be followed by Thailand's Natsang and Amdu.
Druga repasažna skupina dvojca na Pariće krenula je sa starta. Pruga broj 1 Mađarska, pruga broj 2 Argentina 1, pruga broj 3 Estonija i pruga broj 4 Srbija 2. Kao i u prvoj skupini, prve dvije posade izborit će svoje mjesto u finalu A.
Next up, we have the second repechage of the men's double sculls. 2 more crews to find for the A final, with the remainder going through to the B final. In lane 1, we've got Hungary. In lane 2, Argentina 1. In lane 3, Estonia. And in lane 4, Serbia 2. Now, this race in the first quarter, I believe, as it moves down the course. And Richie and Marta will have the best view of it.
Through the 500-meter mark, and a very close race here in the second repechage of the men's double sculls. It's the Estonian crew in lane 3 who are leading it out just by about a canvas ahead of the Serbian 2 crew at the moment, and again they've half a length over the Argentinian crew, who in turn have a half a length over Hungary. So very little between them, coming through 750. On paper it would be the Estonians. They had one of the fastest qualifying, one of the fastest times coming from the heats. Just one crew qualified from the heats, which is why we're seeing 2 places up for the final here in this repechage. Just coming through 750, and the Serbian crew have now put on a push, and they've come up level with the Estonians. So through 750, it's now the Serbians leading ahead of Estonia.
Druga repesažna utrka dvojaca na Pariće upravo je prošla prvih 750 metara staze. Vodi se borba za prvo mjesto između Estonije i Argentine. Estonije i posade Srbije 2, kako vidimo ovdje pored staze. Inače, Estonci su jučer imali najbrže vrijeme u kvalifikacijskim utrkama, ali čini se da ih posada Srbije 2 u ovim trenucima prestiže i u vodstvu su za otprilike pola duljine čamca. Na trećem mjestu je posada Argentine 1, ali još je više od pola staze ostalo do kraja, tako da ovaj poredak stigne se i promijeniti.
So we've gone through 1,000-meter mark in this repechage to the men's double sculls, and still the Serbians, just in the last 500, moved into the lead, but only got out to about half a length. The Estonians aren't content with that. They've now put a bit of pressure back to move into level terms here with the Serbians. So they're the 1 and 2 looking good for the final positions, with about 700, 800 meters to go. 1 length off the pace is the Argentinian double, who are in 3rd place at the moment. They do have an overlap with the Estonian Estonians and Serbians, so that maybe in the second half of the race they might be able to get back into contention. The only crew with is clear water between them and the leaders is the Hungarian double back in fourth place at the moment and looking likely to move into the B final. Coming up with about 750 metres to go, the Estonians have moved back into the lead now. Just in the last 200 metres they put on enough of a squeeze that they've been able to move past the Serbians, and they're leading it out, and that little pressure between the two crews has opened up clear water and given them a bit of a comfort blanket between them and the nearest rivals and challengers for the two qualifying spots, Argentina.
Estonija je preuzela vodstvo uvjerljivim čvrstim zaveslajima ispred posade Srbije 2. Na trećem mjestu u ovom trenutku je posada Argentine 1, a na četvrtom mjestu posada Mađarske. Inače prva i druga posada u ovoj utrci kvalificirat će se direktno u finale, a treća posada u finale B. Čini se kako će u ovim trenucima u finalu A nastupati Estonija i Srbija 2. Približavamo se posljednjoj četvrtini staze.
Looking good for the Estonians here down to the last 500 metres. They, as I mentioned earlier on, had one of the better times out of these four boats out of the heats earlier on. Two qualifying spots looking secure here for Estonia and the Serbian crew. They did pass on the lead once or twice during the race, but coming up with 250 metres to go. The Estonians looking good here, Camilla. They've opened up a length of water ahead of the Serbians, and then it's clear water back to the nearest contenders, which would be Argentina.
Yeah, this is a great race here from the crew from Estonia that move through the 250 metre mark at rate 37. They're pushing to try and get as much of a lead as possible over closest contenders, Serbia. They've timed it to perfection here, the Estonians, and trying to prove that caliber on paper that they came into this race with, and this crew of Kushtin and Pulak are now cruising past Serbia, Viktor Pivac and Dusan Slavnec.
Završnica druge repasažne skupine, dvojaca na pariće i kao čitavu utrku dvije posade su se izdvojile i posada Estonije i posada Srbije izborit će svoje mjesto u finalu, dok je na trećem mjestu posada Argentine i na začelju posada Mađarske.
Extremely clear cut here for those top two places through to the A final. Undoubtedly Estonia over the line in first, and with a similar gap back it's then the Serbians Pivac and Slavnec. Argentina, well, they tried to keep in contention but not enough for Calderon and Dendria of Argentina, and it will be the same fate into the B final for the Hungarian crew that complete this four-crew lineup in the second repechage of the men's double sculls.
Očekuje nas šesta utrka današnjeg programa. Repasažna utrka četverca bez kormilara. Nastupaju u prugi broj 1 Hong Kong, Kina, pruga broj 2 Austrija, pruga broj 3 Južna Afrika, pruga broj 4 Indija 1, pruga broj 5 Indija 2. Prve četiri posade izborit će svoje mjesto u finalu A.
Onto the big boats now, and it's the men's coxless 4 repechage hurtling towards us here in the finish tower. In lane 1, Hong Kong, China. In lane 2, Austria. In lane 3, South Africa. In lane 4, India, and in India 1, and in lane 5, India 2. Top 4 to progress through to the A final, and Colleen and Igor, this is certainly the race not to be last.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Camilla. Igor and I were just having that exact chat. And so the story so far is that South Africa has been able to fly out of the gates. We saw them at 50 strokes per minute. Hong Kong, China took off at 52. So South Africa currently with clear water over Austria, and then it is back to India 1. Much like this time last year at the first World Cup, they have two fours entered into this event. The India 1 combination, in fact, the same combo that we saw last year at the first World Cup, where they took 9th. They then raced in the 8, finishing 5th in Poznan at the second World Cup. So that's the 1, 2, 3. And then I think what will be just fascinating is the battle just about a length behind that India 1 boat, because it's India 2 in Hong Kong, China. Top 4 is where you want to be. Slight advantage at the moment to India 2.
Nalazimo se trenutno na 750 metara od starta. Uvjerljivo vodstvo je južnoafrički četverac u stazi broj 3. U ovoj utrci 4 četverca će ući u finale, dakle za vodeće ekipe u ovoj utrci mislim da će ovo samo biti malo jači zapravo trening za sutrašnje finale. Dakle, Južna Afrika uvjerljivom vodstvu, dužinu iza njih austrijski četverac u stazi broj 2 i potom Indija 1, staza 4 i Indija 2 u stazi 5 koji za sada drže pozicije koje idu u sutrašnje finale. Na posljednjem mjestu više od dužine iza četvrtog je Hong Kong China koji se nalazi u stazi broj 1. Dakle, za sada izgledno da u finalu ulaze Južna Afrika, Austrija i dva indijska četverca.
So this combination from South Africa at about 37 strokes per minute, just looking really powerful. You can tell as they went through the 1,000, now in the third quarter, that this rhythm just really working quite nicely for them. Austria just behind them at about 37, 38, working a little bit harder for it, but sticking in good touch with the South Africans. India 1 continuing to hold on to the third place position, and India 2 in contention for that fourth qualifying position over Hong Kong, China. This India 2 combination, well, they're making their international senior debut. Some of these athletes with a little bit of experience at other levels. So fantastic to see these two Indian crews in contention. But no doubt about it, South Africa on the move as we look toward the final stretch, leading Austria by 1 length.
Dakle, kroz sredinu staze ništa se značajno nije promijenilo i dalje je situacija na stazi ista. Dakle, Južnoafrička republika, četverac njihov je dužinu napred ispred austrijskog četverca i vjerojatno će zadržati tu poziciju sve do kraja. Još dvije posade, znači indijske, drže 3. i 4. mjesto u ovoj utrci i oni će također plasirati u finale, dok je na posljednjem mjestu ekipa Hong Kong Kine u stazi broj 1. Dakle, ovo su sad samo Južnoafrikanci drže poziciju broj 1 da bi imali bolju sutrašnju poziciju u finalu. Indijci će imati sutra, ako uđu obe posade u finale, staze 1 i 6 i za sada izgledaju dobro. Tako da, eto, dolazimo u zadnjih 500 metara, sve su pozicije izgleda odlučene ovdje već.
So South Africa continuing to lead. Austria taking a bit of a push just to send a message. Again, top 4 to advance on to final A. Then it's India 1, India 2, and a huge shout out to Hong Kong, China. They never settled. They're up at 41 strokes per minute. So they would be that one crew out, Camilla, but they're really working hard to stay in touch.
Yeah, and that's all you can do at this point. This might be the last opportunity as no B final in this event. So elimination on the cards if you're not in that top 4 for the men's 4. So Hong Kong, China will have to do everything they can to stay in touch with these top crews. It's been a wonderful race for South Africa, as we've said. They've led from the first timing marker through, but starting to come a little bit under pressure from Austria, who want to test the sprint in this final 250 meters, but the 1-2 certainly South Africa, followed by Austria, who are closing in.
Zadnjih 100-tinjak metara utrka repasaža četverca bez kormilara i čini se da će posada Južne Afrike zadržati vodstvo ispred posade Austrije. Još će svoje mjesto u finalu izboriti 2 indijske posade.
It will be a win by 3/4 of a length there for the South African crew ahead of Austria for the top 2 spots. It will be an A final ticket for India 1 and India 2 here at World Cup 1. A great result for them, and Hong Kong, China, unfortunately, it will be the end of their regatta in this men's 4 event. But great to see so many competitors travelling here from all over the world to Europe, to Zagreb, and that we'll hope to see them again later on in the World Cup series.
Idemo dalje sa programom, utrka broj 7 današnjeg programa. Na rasporedu je utrka repasaža ženskih samaca. Pruga broj 1 Mađarska, pruga broj 2 Tajland, pruga broj 3 Švicarska 1, pruga broj 4 Češka 1, pruga broj 5 Slovenija i pruga broj 6 Azerbejdžan. Prve 2 posade izborit će mjesto u finalu.
We're now from big boats to small boats. This is the repechage for the women's single scull. The top two to progress through to the A final, with the remaining crews progressing on to the B final. In lane 1 for Hungary, Bertash Kitty. In lane 2 for Thailand, it's Natinda Krajajam. And in lane 3, it's Pascal Walker for Switzerland. In lane 4, it's Lenka Luksova of the Czech Republic. In lane 5, it's Nina Konstanciek of Slovenia. And in lane 6, it's Diana Dimchenko of Azerbaijan. And off to a great start here, great conditions for single sculls. And Richie and Marta, it looks like a great start indeed for the Czech Republic.
Absolutely. Fastest out of the blocks, it was the sculler from Slovenia who had taken the early lead, but over the last 200 metres it is the Czech Republic sculler who has moved just about half a canvas ahead of the Swiss sculler Pascal Walker in second place. The Slovenian sculler just back in third at the moment. They still have an overlap with the Diana Dimchenko from Azerbaijan in fourth at the moment, and a little bit further back then to the Thai sculler. The Hungarian sculler not racing, so just 5 boats in this race here, contending for 2 qualifying spots into the A final of the women's single sculls, and the remaining crews moving into the B final. So just coming through 750, and perfect rowing conditions, as Camilla said there, for these scullers. Nothing to worry about. And as they come through the 750 metre mark, stroke for stroke they're matching each other, but just a little bit of a lead for the Czech Republic here, ahead of Switzerland second, Slovenia in third.
U tijeku je repesažna utrka ženskih samaca. Prve 2 posade plasirat će se direktno u finale A. U ovom trenutku za ta 2 mjesta bore se 3 veslačice. Veslačica Švicarske, veslačica Češke i veslačica Slovenije. Nina Konstanček iz Slovenije u početku je bila u vodstvu, ali čini se kako je to sad preuzela Lenka Luksova iz Češke. Međutim, Walker Pascal iz Švicarske, veslačica Švicarske 1, također ne odustaje i zaista napeta borba ovdje na Jarunu. Inače, u pruzi broj 6 je veslačica Azerbejdžana, otprilike duljinu čamca ispred vodećih posada. Veslačica Tajlanda je u pruzi broj 2 u ovom trenutku dosta zaostaje, a veslačica Mađarske nije nastupila u ovoj utrci.
An unbelievable race here coming through the 1000 metre mark, with very little separating all 3 crews center of the course, Switzerland, Czech Republic and Slovenia. There's probably less than half a canvas separating the 3 scullers, with 2 qualifying spots there. Nina Konstanciek of Slovenia, recently gold medal winner at Bled International Regatta last month in April. She's now putting on a challenge to move into first place ahead of the Czech Republic, Lenka Luksova. Very upright, erect rower, not much of a lean forward, lean back compared to the other scullers. She's doing her best to stay in contention here for those 2 qualifying spots. And fastest on paper in the heats earlier on, Pascal Walker of Switzerland, currently in third place, but very little between them. They're coming up with about 750 and matching each other here stroke for stroke, Marta.
Veslačice su stvarno poravnate, gotovo u zaveslaj. Čini se kako je u laganom vodstvu Nina Konstanček iz Slovenije. Inače, nedavno je osvojila prvo mjesto na Bledskoj regati prošli mjesec. Odmah pored nje su i Lenka Luksova iz Češke i Pascal Walker iz Švicarske i ne puštaju joj da preuzme vodstvo. Približavamo se zadnjih 500 metara staze, uskoro će finiš. Vidjet ćemo kako će ova vrlo napeta utrka završiti.
So the sculler from Thailand and Azerbaijan, some way back in 5th and 4th place by a lot of clear water, but still with 500 meters to go, it's the Nina Konstanciek of Slovenia leading this one out just ahead, moving out now to about a canvas lead over Lenka Luksova of the Czech Republic 1-2. Let's see what Pascal Walker has left in the tank here for Switzerland. Just 2 qualifying spots available here in the women's single sculls race, and a very exciting finish in prospect here. These 3 crews, there's been a half a canvas separating them for more than 750 meters, and as they come up towards the 250 meters to go, Camilla, dust off the camera for the photo finish here, because these crews are matching each other stroke for stroke, and we're just seeing now the Swiss sculler moving back and maybe doesn't have enough left into the tank to challenge the Slovenian and Czech Republic scullers as they advance towards the finish there.
Yeah, we'll have to go and tap the photo finish guys on the shoulder. It seems like these athletes are going to be so close down to the wire in this women's single sculls race. It's been a great head-to-head battle here the whole way down the course between Lenka Luksova and Nina Konstanciak, but at the moment, just by a whisker, it's Luksova of the Czech Republic. Switzerland, as you say, Richie, just dropping back now. Pascal Walker, the fastest person coming into this repechage, may end up without an A final place.
Završnica repasažne utrke ženskih samaca. Trenutno u vodstvu veslačica Slovenije Nina Kostanšek ispred Lenke Luksove iz Češke i čini mi se da će njih dvoje uspjeti se obraniti od švicarske veslačice i uzeti svoje mjesto u finalu. Evo, čini se da i Lenka Luksova i prelazi trenutno u vodstvo i čini se da je utrka završena.
Well, it's the top two going through to the A final, so this will be more a case of pride than it will of qualification, as I think Pascal Walker now out of the running in third for Switzerland, but it is between Luksova and Konstanciak of the Czech Republic and Slovenia respectively, and taking it through the line and looking controlled, I must say, by a canvas. It will be the athlete from the Czech Republic, Lenka Luksova, ahead of Nina Konstanciak. They'll get an opportunity to race each other once again in the A final, having made it through the line in those top two spots. A disappointing finish for Pascal Walker of Switzerland as that fastest sculler coming through into this repechage, but it will be a B final fate for her. Then it will be Diana Dimchenko of Azerbaijan that will also join in the B final alongside Natida Kranjanjam of Thailand, who will race again with the athletes from Azerbaijan and Switzerland. So quick confirmation there, your top two going through to the A final of that women's single scull repechage, the Czech Republic's Luksova and it's Konstanciak of Slovenia.
Sa starta je krenula prva polufinalna grupa muških samaca. U prugi broj 1 nastupa Mađarska, pruga broj 2 Danska 1, pruga broj 3 Bugarska 1, pruga broj 4 Njemačka, pruga broj 5 Bugarska 2 i pruga broj 6 Finska 2. Prve tri posade izborit će svoje mjesto u finalu.
Big races now. This is the AB semi-final of the men's single sculls, and we'll move quickly up to 1,000 meters in a moment, as that's where these athletes are currently on the course. In lane 1, Hungary, Petvari Molnar. In lane 2 for Denmark, Bastin Seka. It's Christian Vasilev for Bulgaria in lane number 3. The world champion Oliver Zeidler of Germany in lane 4. Emil Nakov for Bulgaria in 5. And Olli-Pekka Karppinen of Finland in lane 6. And they're through halfway. And is anybody going to stop Zeidler this weekend, Colleen?
Yeah, Camilla, he's certainly the favorite coming into this event. So certainly in this semi-final A-B, he looks absolutely unstoppable. Closest to him is the Bulgarian sculler Christian Vasilev, Bulgaria 1, and then it's over to Denmark. I'd say in the second quarter of the race, the race for third, which of course 3 to the A final, was much tighter, but we've started to see things expand. So at the moment, with a really comfortable lead, it's Zeidler, then back to Bulgaria and over to Denmark.
Sad smo na 750 metara od cilja. U dominantnom vodstvu je svjetski prvak Oliver Zeidler. Na drugoj poziciji u stazi 3 Bugarska 1 Kristijan Vasilev. Treća pozicija za sada drži Danska 1 Bastian Sešer. Staza 6 Olli-Pekka Karppinen nalazi se na 4. mjestu. U borbi za 4. mjesto su još Emil Nakov, staza 5 Bugarska 2 i u stazi 1 Molnar Petvari za Mađarsku. Dakle, prve 3 pozicije vode u sutrašnje finale koje Hrvati će zasigurno pratiti jako dobro, jer u idućoj polufinalnoj skupini nalazi se Damir Martin, naš olimpijski vice prvak, i nadamo se da će Martin u sljedećoj utrci pokazati sve svoje vještine. Ovdje u ovoj utrci dominantno na prvom mjestu, dakle, Oliver Zeidler, aktualni svjetski prvak iz Njemačke u stazi broj 4.
So Bastian Secker of Denmark out of lane 2, able to move himself from what was 4th at the 500 into a qualifying 3rd place position at the 1,000, what would be a qualifying spot. As he moves through the final 500 meters, he's looking quite comfortable. It would take quite a bit of effort from the Hungarian or from Emil Nekov out of lane 5 for Bulgaria to track him down. And then the Finnish sculler out of lane 6 currently trailing. Zeidler, though, we saw him go in, off the line very fast in the prior rounds, lengthen into somewhere in the 30s in terms of stroke rate, and then bring it down to about a 28 stroke per minute. He's at about a 32, so we'll see what he decides to do in these final 250. But Camilla, to answer your question, it's looking quite safe for him.
Yeah, he's on the campaign trail to win all 3 World Cups this season, do the Triple Crown for Zagreb, for Varese and for Lucerne. So this is all part of those building blocks towards that Triple Crown. Winning this semi-final would certainly put him in good stead into tomorrow's final. But those top 3 spots, well, let's look back to second at the moment. That's still being occupied by Christian Vasilev of Bulgaria, and looking back to third, Bastian Secker of Denmark has got a clear water lead ahead of 4th place.
100 metara prije kraja ove prve polufinalne skupine muških samaca u sigurnom vodstvu Oliver Zedler iz Njemačke. Na drugom mjestu je trenutno Kristijan Vasilev, dok treće i posljednje mjesto koje vodi u finale za sad drži Bastian Secher iz Danske.
Oliver Zeidler looks so good here for Germany out in front. He's really putting his form on display here over the line. He'll just leave a neat 1 length clear water gap back to Vasilev of Bulgaria. A finalists will be completed in this first AB semi-final by Bastian Secker of Denmark. Then the B finalists, as they come over the line, Petvori Molnar of Hungary will move through there ahead of Emil Nekov, the second sculler from Bulgaria in this AB semi-final. And then Olli-Pekka Karpinen will also be in the B final alongside Hungary and Bulgaria too.
Sa starta je već krenula druga polufinalna skupina muških samaca. U prugi broj 1 nastupa Slovenija 2, pruga broj 2 Moldavija, pruga broj 3 Danska 2, pruga broj 4 Srbija, pruga broj 5 Hrvatska 1 Damir Martin, pruga broj 6 Španjolska 2.
The next of the AB semi-finals for the men's singles now on the course, the top 3 through to the A final, and let's see who will be joining Germany, Bulgaria and Denmark in that A final. In lane 1, Zvegli of Slovenia. In lane 2, Korsunov of Moldova. It's then Nielsen of Denmark in 3. It's Pimenov of Serbia in 4. Damir Martin for Croatia in 5. And in lane 6, Garcia Ferrero for Spain. And I heard the sort of intonation pick up here in Petter's voice announcing Damir Martin for Croatia, a home favourite. But Richie, how's he getting on?
He's not having a good time of it here this morning. He's back some way in the distance in 6th place at the moment. Clear water between him and the other scullers. So not a great row for Damir Martin so far. Representing Croatia in lane 5, our leader and a person who's done all the running off of the start. It is lane 3, the Serbian Nikolaj Pimenov, who has more than a half a length of clear water ahead of Sverre Nielsen is doing all the running there in lane 3. It is Nikolaj Pimenov in 2nd place at the moment, just about half a length separating the two of those. In 3rd place at the moment, it's the young Slovakian Zvegli in 3rd place. He's got an overlap with Pimenov, so they're the 1, 2 and 3. The Spanish sculler Gonzalo Garcia Ferrero, he had been in contention coming out of the first few 100 metres, but back in 4th place now, but does have an overlap with Zvegli. And the Moldovan sculler is back in 5th at the moment, and as I said, unfortunately some way back then to Damir Martin for Croatia in 6th. But doing all the running there in lane 3, it is Sverre Nielsen, 4th in the Tokyo Olympics and hasn't raced internationally since then, so what a way to come back on the international scene here as we come up to about 750 metres to go.
prošli smo polovicu utrke, polufinalne utrke muških samaca. U sigurnom vodstvu je trenutno Sverre Nielsen iz Danske, inače ovo je njegov prvi nastup nakon što je poslije olimpijskih igara u Tokiju uzeo manju pauzu. Na drugom mjestu u ovom trenutku je veslač Srbije Nikolaj Pjemonov, a naš Damir Martin, za kojeg sam sigurna svi navijamo, je ostao malo iza. Čini mi se da je na 6. mjestu u ovom trenutku. Inače Damšo, kako ga od milja znamo zvati, i Sveri vodili su vrlo napetu utrku zadnji put kad su se sreli na veslačkoj stazi u Tokiju, i Damšo je za samo 15 stotinki ispred Sverija uzeo olimpijsku medalju, a Sveri je bio četvrti, odnosno svojevrsnu drvenu medalju. Zadnjih 500 metara je u tijeku, evo Sveri je i dalje u značajnom vodstvu i čini se kako će se plasirati u finale A.
So 3 qualifying spots here in the second semi-final of the men's single sculls. Who will join Germany, Bulgaria and Denmark? Well, it's looking good here for Sverre Nielsen of Denmark, who has done all the running. He's got clear water, such an efficient rower, a really nice rower to watch in the single scull, and he's dishing it out here. Clear water lead over the nearest contender there, Pimenov from Serbia, in second place at the moment, and it looks like the Spanish sculler is doing enough here to get that third qualifying spot ahead of the Slovenian, the young Sven Gal, who had been in contention for that third qualifying spot. But things opening up over the last 150-200 metres. Camilla, looking good here for Sverre Nielsen. What a return to international rowing for him.
Yeah, the Faroe Island representing Denmark is out in front, and he'll be enjoying this return to competition, certainly, after just falling short of the medal podium in Tokyo. But a great race going on just to his left over on the far side of the course, between Pimenov of Serbia and Garcia Ferrero of Spain. But it seems top 3 places secure for them. And I don't think Zvegli of Slovenia here in lane number 1 has got the time and space to be able to mount a charge for those top 3.
Završnica je druge polufinalne skupine muških samaca u sigurnom vodstvu Sverre Nielsen iz Danske, koji će zasigurno izboriti svoje mjesto u finalu. Za drugo mjesto se bore Nikolaj Pimenov iz Srbije i Garcia Ferrero Gonzalo iz Španjolske, i čini se da su njih trojica osigurali svoje mjesto u finalu.
Sverre Nielsen of Denmark one step further on to a sparkling return to his rowing career, with a win here in this A-B semi-final. A punch in the air for Gonzalo Garcia Ferrero of Spain, who overtakes in the final few strokes to clinch second place away from Pimenov of Serbia, who will finish third, but third still good enough to make it through to that A final that will take place tomorrow. Fourth, Zvegli, as we say, a last-minute sprint, but not quite enough to close the gap and bridge up to those top 3 places, and he will contest the B final. And a huge eruption of cheers here for Damir Martin of Croatia. He'll come in behind Korsunov of Moldova, and he waves to the crowds here who have come out in force here in Zagreb to cheer him and the rest of the Croatian team on.
Već je krenula 9. utrka današnjeg programa, repasaž lakog ženskog dvojca na pariće, pruga broj 1 Čile, pruga broj 3 Argentina, pruga broj 3 Švicarska 2, pruga broj 4 Švicarska 1, pruga broj 5 Tajland i pruga broj 6 Hong Kong, Kina.
Next on the course, we've got the repechage for the lightweight women's double sculls. The top 4 progressing through to the A final, with the remaining 2 crews progressing through to the B final. In lane 1, Chile. In lane 2, Argentina. In lane 3, Switzerland 2. In lane 4, Switzerland 1. In lane 5, Thailand. And in lane 6, Hong Kong, China. And it looks like it's the 2 Swiss crews here, Colleen and Igor, that are knocking punches at one another.
That's right, and it's a bit of a family affair, knowing that Frederique Roll for Switzerland 1 is in the stroke seat, her cousin Eileen Roll in the bow seat for Switzerland 2, and you've got it spot on. It is a Switzerland all day here as we see their red blades fly up. 1 length advantage for Switzerland 1, Patricia Mertz in the bow and Frederique Roll in the stroke seat. This duo raced in Tokyo. They're back together. They made several finals last year, but not quite the podium, so they'll be looking to get on the podium for sure in Zagreb. It's Switzerland 1, then over to Switzerland 2, and the two kind of trailing about a length open water behind them. Argentina and Chile still in contention to qualify. That means Thailand and Hong Kong currently out.
Na pola utrke, dakle na 1000 metara u vodstvu u repesažu dvojaca na pariće za lake žene je posada Švicarska 1 u stazi broj 4. Dužina prednosti ispred posade Švicarske 2, koja dakle vodi sa nekih još dvije dužine ispred 3. i 4. pozicije na koje se nalaze Čile i Argentina u stazi 1 i 2. Izgleda da će to biti 4 posade koje će se plasirati u sutrašnje finale. Jedini koji mogu zaprijetiti su još Tajland u stazi broj 5, koji se nalaze otprilike pola broda dužine iza južnoafričkih ekipa, i u stazi broj 6 Hong Kong, Kina, koja se nalazi na posljednjem mjestu i za sada nemaju izgleda da konkuriraju za prve 4 pozicije.
So really fascinating development. We have the two Swiss crews up at the top, about 1 length, maybe a bit of open water separating them. But then behind them, as mentioned, it's Argentina and Chile, and these two crews, both in qualification contention, really going stroke by stroke. I say that, though, they'll have to both watch out for Thailand, who's made a bit of an effort. They take the stroke rate up to 36 strokes per minute, still about, well, a half a length behind Argentina and Chile. But Argentina, Chile, if they do want to advance to that A final, have to keep an eye on Thailand threatening that spot.
Ovdje će biti zanimljiv dvoboj za posljednje mjesto koje vodi u sutrašnje finale između dvije južnoameričke ekipe u prvoj i drugoj stazi, Čile i Argentina, i Tajlanda u 5. stazi, koji pomalo gricka prednost koji su stvorile i evo nalaze se na nekih samo možda pola čamca dužine iza argentinske posade. Dok je posada Hong Kong, Kine u 6. stazi daleko iza i ne može konkurirati za poziciju za finale.
What an effort from Thailand, just absolutely incredible, not quite able to edge their bow ahead of Argentina or Chile. Chile currently running 3rd, a really close 4th to Argentina, and what an effort over the last 30 strokes from Thailand, just absolutely incredible. Then open water back to Hong Kong, China. Up at the top of the field with that Switzerland 1 combination, just on the move, Patricia Mertz and Frederique Roll, even more clear open water as they charge towards the line. But Camilla, can Thailand do it in the final 250?
Well, it would be an admirable effort if they can, and I'll keep my close eye on them in the final 250 metres. They're moving so well out here on the water. They're up at 37 strokes a minute, but I think just waning ever so slightly. They're gunning for the Chileans. They're just 6 metres separating them, and it needs to be that top 4 along with the 2 Swiss crews to get through to the A final. Switzerland completely untouched here, and it's the Switzerland 1 crew that's led from start to finish. Switzerland 2 slotting in 2nd. But look at this from Thailand. They're really going after Argentina and Chile.
Završnica je utrke repasaža lakog ženskog dvojca na pariće, 2 švicarske posade u uvjerljivom vodstvu, dok se za preostala 2 mjesta u finalu bore posade Čile, Argentine i Tajlanda. Kako se sada čini, još nekih 100-tinjak metara prije kraja, Čile i Argentina će uspjeti obraniti to 3. i 4. mjesto i plasirati se u finale.
Switzerland 1 will cross the line there, Mertz and Frederique Roll, who will be followed by cousin Eileen Roll and Olivia Nacht in Switzerland 2. The third and fourth place barely separated there by a few centimetres, but I think just Chile over Argentina. That amazing sprint from Thailand, the effort's not quite paying off to make the A final. It was very brave, but unfortunately it will be 5th placed and first through to the B final in this lightweight women's double scull. The field will then be concluded with Hong Kong, China in lane number 6.
Utrka broj 10 današnjeg programa. Prva repasažna skupina lakog muškog dvojca na pariće. U prugi broj 1 nastupa Hrvatska. Vito Prižmić i Nino Varat. Pruga broj 2 Irak. Pruga broj 3 Austrija. Pruga broj 4 Španjolska 2. Pruga broj 5 Čile. Prve dvije posade iz svake polufinalne repasažne skupine izborit će svoje mjesto u finalu.
On now to the lightweight men's double sculls repechages, 2 repechages and 2 crews through to the A final from each. In lane 1, Croatia. In lane 2, Iraq. In lane 3, Austria. In lane 4, Spain 2. In lane 5, Chile. And you know what, Richie Marta, with only 2 crews to go through to the A final, I think we're going to have a difficult job deciphering them here.
Absolutely, on paper, there's very little between them when they were racing in the heats. Just one crew advanced onto the final from the heats, so they're going through the repechage here. 2 spots on offer, and at the moment it's Spain 2 leading it out. They were in 3rd place off the start. They've now moved on to a 3/4 length lead, and right beside them they've taken the Austrians with them. They're the 1 and 2 at the moment, with an overlap then back to the crew from Iraq having a really good row in 3rd place. They're the 1, 2 and 3, who in turn have just half a length lead over the crew from Chile. That crew from Chile recently gold medalists at the Pre-Pan American Games last month, so they were in form coming off a gold medal win, and they'll be doing their best to put pressure on here on the Iraqi and Austrian crew, to get into those qualifying spots. But coming through 1,000, Marta, no doubt about our leaders, the Spanish crew leading it out.
Prošli smo prvu polovicu staze, trenutno je u vodstvu posada Španjolske 2, gotovo dužinu iza njih su Austrijanci. Inače u tijeku je prva repasažna utrka dvojaca na pariće za lakiće. U ovoj utrci nastupaju i naši predstavnici Nino Varat i Vito Prižmić. Nino je već nastupao na svjetskom kupu 2021. ovdje u Zagrebu, ali Vito je debitant. Dečki su u ovom trenutku na posljednjem mjestu. Šteta jer startali su zaista jako, ali onda su nakon 500 metara zaostali za ostatkom posada. Inače u ovoj utrci prve 2 posade plasirat će se u finale A u ovom trenutku oko 750 metara od cilja. Čini se kako će to biti posada Španjolske 2 i Austrije.
Some beautiful rowing on display here from the lightweight men's double sculls. 7:50 to go, and it's still the Spanish crew, Caraicedo and Diaz Rimos, who are leading it out. They're just about 3/4 of a length ahead of Hulchen Schobel of Austria in 2nd place. The Austrians putting on a push now and coming back into just half a length off of them. And back in 3rd place, having a really good row, it's the Iraqi crew as well. There is clear water between them and the Austrians, so it'll be interesting to see over the last 500 meters. Are they going to come back into contention? It's clear water back then to the Chilean crew and the crew from the young Croatian crew, the just 18 and 19 years old youngest crew in the lightweight men's double scull category, back in 5th place at the moment. But coming through 500, a real tussle here between the leading crews. The Austrians now putting pressure on Spain.
Posada Austrije značajno je zaprijetila posadi Španjolske i u ovom trenutku vodi se napeta borba za prvo mjesto. Na 3. poziciji ove utrke u ovom trenutku je posada Iraka. Veslaju zaista lijepo, čvrsto i mislim da će ovo biti jako, jako dobar finiš. Naši dečki iz Hrvatske u ovom trenutku su na 5. posljednjem mjestu, tako da evo nadam se da će sutra u finalu B pokazati sve od sebe.
Just coming up on 250 meters to go, and Camilla, this is what we love to see. 2 crews ahead and look secure going into the qualifying spots, but they're not content with that. The Austrians now have just pulled through the Spanish crew with about 250 to go.
Yeah, we love it when they continue to race these crews out on the water, and they're not letting up at all. The Austrians here are really relishing in that overtake of Spain, and that Austrian crew of Hulch and Scherbel will be really trying to cling on now into the final few boys to prove ahead of tomorrow's A final that they have it in them to hang on in that top spot.
2 mjesta koja vode u finale, dvojaca na pariće lakih veslača, trenutno drže veslači Španjolske i Austrije i velika borba vodi se za prvo mjesto, dok je na 3. poziciji posada Iraka, vrlo dobra posada, i približavamo se cilju. Čini mi se da će Španjolci zadržati to vodstvo, a podržimo i naše veslače Nina i Vitu koji koji hrabro veslaju, još nekih 100-tinjak metara do cilja. Bravo za Vitu i Nina.
Well, Spain delivering it when it counted. They came back through Austria to take the win in this repechage. Austria second, then Iraq. A great performance from them. But just want to note the final crew coming into the line now. Huge cheers from the grandstands for Croatia on home water. Prismic and Varat in lane one will come home in fifth position. But just a reminder of the results there. It was a win in the end. They managed to pull through. Spain will take top spot through to the A final. Austria will get another opportunity tomorrow. They came home in second. Then through to the B final, well, it was Iraq in third. Then Chile in lane number 5 came fourth. And then rounding it off, a great round of applause for Croatia in lane number 1.
10. utrka današnjeg programa, druga repasažna skupina lakog dvojca na pariće. Nastupaju u prugi broj 1 Estonija, pruga broj 2 Indija, pruga broj 3 Španjolska 1, pruga broj 4 Hong Kong Kina, pruga broj 5 Tajland. Kao i u prvoj skupini, prve dvije posade izborit će svoje mjesto u finalu.
So just a short delay on this next race of the day, the second repechage of the lightweight men's double sculls. And to let us know how things are looking up at the start, we should have all of these crews in alignment. Colleen, what can you see from your position up there on the start line?
Yeah, we can see all of these shells, 5 boats just flying off of the starting blocks. We're not totally sure, but Igor and I were just looking, and Hong Kong, China had to get their GPS device just properly fastened to the boat. That's what we think happened that caused that maybe minute or two delay. But the great news is that we were able to share the full race with you really from the start. At the moment, Spain 1 currently leads.
Da. Utrka.
And Spain, I'll do a quick rundown of the lanes. So out of lane 1, it is Estonia. Out of lane 2, India. Out of lane 3, it's Spain 1. Out of lane 4, Hong Kong, China. And lane 5, Thailand. With Spain 1 currently leading, and a really nearly level battle for second between India and Hong Kong, China. Then back to Estonia and Thailand.
Sa zakašnjenjem od 3 minute krenula utrka lakih dvojaca na pariće. Druga repesažna utrka, također dva šanse se kvalificirati za finalnu utrku. U vodstvu nakon nekih 500 metara je Španjolska, posada Horta i Belastegi, koji vode otprilike 3/4 čamca ispred Indije u stazi broj 2 i Estonije u stazi broj 1. U utrci su još Hong Kong, Kina u stazi broj 4 i Tajland u stazi broj 5.
This combination from Spain currently out ahead, not quite able to break into clear water from India. India keeping in really good touch with them at 36 strokes per minute. The Spaniards keeping it up at 38. But this combination from Spain, well, they've had a couple of good seasons in this boat class specifically. They won the B final in Tokyo, and in 2022 last year took 8th at both the European and World Championships. So they've got a lot of racing under their belt, particularly together, and we'll keep a close eye on them over the course of this 2,000-meter stretch. It is just 2 to advance on to Final A, so that battle happening just behind them. Currently in closest contention, it's India and Estonia trying to take it over India, but India holds.
Dakle, jasni favoriti u ovoj trci su već iskusni Španjolci, dakle španjolska posada koja je na olimpijskim igrama u Tokiju osvojila 7. mjesto, imaju sad više od dužine prednosti ispred druge posade, na drugoj poziciji je iznenađujuća indijska kombinacija, Lal i Singh koji se bore sa Estoncima u stazi 1 za tu drugu poziciju koja vodi u sutrašnje finale. Nije daleko čak ni posada na 4. mjestu Tajland, zapravo Hong Kong, Kina, koji su otprilike dužinu iza estonske posade, a očekujem da će ipak kvaliteta estonske posade doći do izražaja u drugom dijelu staze, njihova volja i izdržljivost, tako da očekujem dobru borbu za tu drugu poziciju koja vodi u sutrašnji finale između Indije i Estonije.
Through the halfway point now, and Spain starting to show that pedigree, that experience, breaks in comfortably into clear open water. Spain at 37 strokes per minute and the quickest moving boat on the course, so we can expect that lead, I think, to start to open up. Just behind them, India continuing to hold. So this combination on paper, just 0.3 of a second faster, in fact, than Spain. They were in separate heats, but we know that their speed in this Indian combination. It's Arjun Laljat in the bow seat. He glances just over his shoulder to get a sense of where Estonia is. And in the stroke seat for India, Arvind Singh setting a really solid rhythm at 36 strokes per minute. Estonia will have to go now. They're keeping in good touch, but India picks up one beat as we close into the final stages.
Dolazimo na zadnjih 750 metara, iznenađujuće Indijci se još odlično drže na drugoj poziciji, čak su povećali prednost ispred estonske posade u stazi 1, sad imaju pa gotovo dužinu prednosti, još dužinu ispred indijske posade na drugoj poziciji su favoriti Španjolci za koje se je očekivalo da će u ovoj utrci osvojiti prvu poziciju i bolju poziciju na sutrašnjoj finalnoj trci, ali evo Indija koja je u drugim utrkama, Indijci su obično slabije imali drugu tisućarku, drugi dio staze, ali evo ovdje u utrci dvojaca, lakih dvojaca na pariće, zaista izvanredno veslaju i čak se približavaju Španjolcima na vodećoj poziciji.
Well, it's the last chance to get into the A final, and Spain is looking to punch their ticket. India, though, goes now. An absolutely thrilling last few hundred meters for India, who's taken it to 36 and is starting to now push on to Spain. That means Estonia is under huge threat and may well be left behind. Estonia keeps themselves in the mix, overlapped by about a canvas with India. Camilla, we've got 3 boats coming down the track for 2 spots.
Well, it seems like Arjun Laljat and Arvind Singh have caught Koppel and Lote napping for Estonia, and they've moved through to take that all-important second place through to the A final behind Spain. They're up at 37 strokes a minute, but in a desperate bid to move back into second. Estonia now at 40 strokes a minute in that third place, and their boat speed is picking up, and they're closing back in on India.
Druga repasažna skupina lakog dvojca na pariće se približava svom cilju i dalje u vodstvu posada Španjolske, ali sada je pod pritiskom posade Indije koja se brani od Estonaca za to drugo mjesto koje vodi u finale A i čini se da će Španjolci zadržati svoje prvo mjesto do kraja, ali do zadnjeg metra će tu biti borba s posade Indije i Estonije.
Spain still out in front by half a length, but India have no choice but to respond. They're up at 41 strokes a minute to match Estonia at 40, and they are going to come in a canvas behind Spain, half a length up on Estonia, and a massive performance there for Laljat and Singh of India to make it into the A final of the lightweight men's double sculls. They'll be joining Spain, who took that first place. Hortopombo and Balastagui are pleased with that. Not so pleased, though, Estonia in third place. They will race the B final tomorrow, Koppel and Lote. And the final places in that B final will be undertaken by Thailand, who came through in fourth, and Hong Kong, China, taking fifth place.
Očekuje nas 13. utrka današnjeg programa prve regate Svjetskog kupa u Zagrebu, finale B lakog samca. Nastupaju dvije posade, u prugi broj 1 Austrija 1, pruga broj 2 Argentina.
We're now back to finals. This is the B final of the lightweight men's single scull. This B final being contested by two crews that will determine places 7 and 8 in this first World Cup of the season. In lane 1, representing Austria, Lucas Reim, and in lane 2, it's Santino Menin of Argentina. And this race being followed currently at the halfway mark by Richie and Marta.
Just coming through 1,000 metres here, and it's the lead has changed because off the start it was Santino Menin of Argentina who had actually gotten up to more than half a length off of 250 metres. But in the last 500 metres, Lucas Reim of Austria has moved into a clear water lead. He was so unlucky not to qualify for the A final yesterday. He was in contention with Peter Strzelanski, who won the repechage. Paul Ruttman was in third place with about 200 metres to go, and Lucas Reim just ran out of gas and he was pipped and passed out in the last 200, so he's recovered well here and he's looking to dominate this race in the B final, racing for positions 7 and 8 in the lightweight men's single, and he looks like he's in control here, moving to a 2-length lead ahead of Menin of Argentina.
Prošli smo prvih 1000 metara utrke finala B muških lakića u samcu. Trenutno je u vodstvu veslač Austrije 1 Lucas Reim, a na drugom mjestu je veslač Argentine Santino Menin. Inače, Menin je jako dobro startao, bila je zaista zanimljiva utrka prvih 750 metara. Menin je bio u laganom vodstvu ispred Reima, ali situacija se značajno promijenila nakon 1000 metara i u ovim trenucima je Reim u više od dužine čamca prednosti ispred mladog Argentinca.
So I was a little bit worried about Lucas Reim when we went off the start and I saw that he was down. I thought the race maybe yesterday had taken too much out of him, but he is rowing very nicely here, continues to move away from young Santino Menin, just 19 years of age from Argentina, and it's 500 to go for Lucas Reim of Austria. Clear water, as I said, 4 or 5 lengths, rowing very, very nicely here. A beautiful rowing technique from the Austrian sculler, 25 years of age, and he's coached by Christoph Engel, along with a lot of the other Austrian crews. He's doing the job here, and as I say, continues to move away from Santino Menin, the Argentinian 19-year-old. There's clear water of about 5 or 6 lengths, and Lucas continues to push on here with about 300 meters to go. It's all about the Austrian.
Lucas Reim je u značajnom vodstvu. Ovdje imamo priliku vidjeti zaista lijepu tehniku ovog austrijskog veslača. Inače, jučer u repesažnoj utrci Reim i Menin bili su samo sekundu razlike, a Meninu je čak i izmaklo finale, a čini se kako ga je to previše iscrpilo i sada značajno zaostaje, tempo mu je drastično pao, a Lucas Reim ulazi u finiš utrke.
So Camilla, great to see here Lucas recovering from the disappointment and not making it into the A final yesterday and rowing his heart out here to look for position 7 in the B final.
Yeah, he's not letting up whatsoever, despite being lengths and lengths ahead of his competition. Menin, he is still up at 37 strokes a minute, leading this B final and looking in good stead to take that 7th place overall.
Zadnjih 100-tinjak metara utrke finala B lakog muškog samca u uvjerljivom vodstvu Lucas Reim iz Austrije. Ne popušta do zadnjeg metra utrke, iako je u uvjerljivom vodstvu. Na drugom mjestu je Santino Menin iz Argentine.
Final few strokes here for Lucas Reim of Austria, and a big effort, possibly going for time there in this B final to see where he may have compared in the A final, but it will be a win ahead of Argentina, down at 29 strokes a minute, looking very impressive in front of the crowds here. Great technique, but unfortunately will be second overall in this B final of the lightweight men's single sculls. We're preparing now for the lightweight women's single sculls A final. The first medals to be awarded here at the first Rowing World Cup. In lane 1 for Thailand, Radovan Sakiao. In lane 2 for Croatia, Dora Dragicevic. In lane 3 for the Czech Republic, Kristina Neuhortova. In lane 4 for the Netherlands, Tosca Kettler. And in lane 5 for Hong Kong, China, is Lung Win-Won. And they're off the start and riding alongside the first medal race of the competition. We've got Colleen and Igor.
Moa, we're absolutely delighted to be into the A finals and a thrilling start, looking so good for the Czech Republic. Poor Kristina Neuhortova out of lane 3, just next to her, perhaps not surprising, Tosca Kettler running with her. She finished 4th in this event at the 2022 First World Cup. She'll be looking to get onto the podium this year. Those are the 1-2, and then really close behind them, well, it's Croatia, Hong Kong, China, then back to Thailand.
Evo nas u prvoj finalnoj utrci, to je laki samac za žene u kojoj nastupa i naša Dora Dragičević iz veslačkog kluba Trešnjevka u stazi broj 2. U stazi broj 1 je Tajland, u stazi broj 3 Neuhartova iz Češke, u stazi 4 Tosca Kettler Nizozemska i u stazi 5 Hong Kong Kina. Dakle, nalazimo se na nekih 250 metara od starta, u vodstvu je u stazi 4 Nizozemka, ispred Čehinje u stazi broj 3, dok se Dora drži tu vrlo blizu, male su razlike na 3. poziciji zajedno sa Hong Kong Kinom.
Dora Dragicevic of Croatia, the locals will be happy to know that she's really keeping the pressure on Kettler of the Netherlands. Those two really starting to emerge as clear leaders as we move through the first 500, not quite through the first quarter, rowing stroke by stroke at the moment. In fact, it's a beautiful sight, catching and just swinging together, but it is Tosca, currently the quickest moving boat on the course, starting to break away. Then it's back to Hong Kong, China, Croatia and Thailand through the first 500 and into the middle 1000.
Izvrsna utrka u lake samice, vrlo izjednačena utrka u kojoj svi još uvijek su u kontenciji za postolje, što mi je vrlo drago. Dora Dragičević se drži tu vrlo blizu prve pozicije, trenutno sad na 3. poziciji, naprijed su Nizozemska i Češka, tako da bit će zanimljivo. Staza je i dalje sjajna, bez imalo skoro vjetra i očekujemo odličnu borbu sve do cilja.
Closing now through the middle of the second quarter, not quite close enough yet to halfway. We see a really good push from Leung Wing-Won from Hong Kong, China. She's been able to pull herself up just a little bit closer to our two clear leaders, again, the Netherlands, the Czech Republic. Then it is back to Croatia, so the Croatian just falling a little bit off the pace from what we saw earlier, with Thailand still running in that 6th place position. Our two leaders out in front, though, well, they've now got one length open water, very slight advantage to the Czech Republic. Neuhortova just edging her bow over Tosca Kettler. This is going to be a battle, I imagine, the whole way down.
Dakle, u drugih 500 metara vodstvo se promijenilo, sada je Čehinja Neuhartova izašla malo napred, ispred Nizozemske, dok se Dora drži odlično na 3. poziciji ispred Hong Konga i ispred Tajlanda, tako da očekujemo još veliku borbu za broncu i nadamo se Dori da uzima to brončano odličje na prvom svjetskom kupu u Zagrebu.
And the Czech sculler takes some kind of a push, doesn't quite like Tosca Kettler being so close to her. Now a half a length separating them. It's Kristina Neuhortova of the Czech Republic with about 3/4 length advantage, 34 strokes per minute, quickest moving boat on the course. And we see a whole fleet of bicycles just next to us, coaches, supporters, friends shouting to these athletes on the water, again in the first A final of the first World Cup. It's looking really good for the Czech sculler. Tosca Kettler will have to go now if she's after the gold. And then over to, well, lane 2, a really good push for Croatia. It is Dragicevic able to push herself ahead of Hong Kong, China.
Odlična trka naše Dore. Dora je sad na 1000 metara uzela puno jakih zaveslaja i evo izašla je skoro dužinu ispred Hong Kong Kine na 4. poziciji, dakle Dora je sad uvjerljivo na 3. poziciji, a na prve 2 pozicije po očekivanju Češka i Nizozemska koje su nekoliko dužina prednosti ispred Dore, ali Dora mora nastaviti ovako sa ovim stilom veslanja, sigurno će uzeti broncu do kraja.
Kristina Neuhortova of the Czech Republic, 1 length advantage now over Tosca Kettler of the Netherlands. She's got clear water just barely and certainly in full command of this race at a cool 34 strokes per minute, but just moving this shell, you can see the leg drive, see the suspension, and that rhythm really working well for her on her way to capture what could be a gold medal at this first World Cup.
Približavamo se 500 metara, u vodstvu je i dalje uvjerljivo Neuhartova iz Češke u stazi broj 3, dužinu i po iza nje Kettler Nizozemska, još par dužina iza Dora Dragičević u stazi broj 2, na 4. i 5. poziciji su Hong Kong i Tajland. Dora ima veliku prednost i sa ovakvim načinom veslanja sigurno će zadržati, osvojiti broncu u svom nastupu ovdje na svjetskom kupu, tako da očekujemo Doru da bude prva Hrvatica na ovogodišnjem svjetskom kupu sa medaljom oko vrata.
Closing in now to the final 500 meters. Can anyone track Neuhortova of the Czech Republic down? She's got a clear water advantage. Tosca Kettler of the Netherlands trying so hard to keep in touch. She takes it up a beat or two to see if she can track her down, but it may well be too late as we close in to the final 300 meters. And Camilla, the Croatians, the local fans will be so delighted to see Dragicevic in to what could be a podium finish.
Yeah, it will be a great finish if Dragicevic of Croatia can stay in this bronze medal position. Out in front, Neuhortova of the Czech Republic, Kettler, our quick starter now sitting in silver medal position, but Dora Dragicevic of Croatia moving through in bronze medal position.
Sama je završnica utrke lakih samica i dalje na prvom mjestu Kristina Neuhortova iz Češke, prati je Tosca Kettler iz Nizozemske, dok je na 3. mjestu Dora Dragičević iz Hrvatske. Podržimo Doru. Još je nekih 200-tinjak metara do cilja. Dora će se obraniti i osvojiti to 3. mjesto. Idemo Dora. Još manje od 200 metara do cilja. I dalje je prvo mjesto za Kristinu Neuhortovu iz Češke. Tu je blizu i Tosca Kettler. Dora i dalje na 3. mjestu. Idemo jedan veliki pljesak za Doru. Zadnjih 200-tinjak metara je prošlo. Dora i dalje je sigurna na 3. mjestu. Bravo Dora, prva medalja za Hrvatsku.
You can hear the Croatian crowd going wild here, potentially a first medal here for Croatia. Dragicevic sitting in bronze medal position, but the gold in the lightweight women's single scull here at Zagreb will indeed go to Kristina Neuhortova of the Czech Republic. A big performance to row through. Tosca Kettler of the Netherlands, who will take silver. But here is the star of the show on home water for Dora Dragicevic of Croatia. She will cross in bronze medal position ahead of Thailand in lane number 1 for 4th. It's then going to be Hong Kong, China for 5th, but our podium will be the Czech Republic, followed by the Netherlands and Croatia.
Molimo još jedan veliki pljesak za Doru, prva njezina medalja na velikom natjecanju. Bila uzbudljiva utrka. Nadamo se da će ovako i nastaviti, da će Hrvatska nastaviti ovako i sutra. Bravo Dora, još jedan put.
After that exciting first A final of the weekend, we'll now move on to the A final of the lightweight men's single sculls. More medals to be won here, and this A final lining up now, 6 crews going for 3 medals in this lightweight men's single sculls. In lane 1 for Slovakia, Petr Strakanski. In lane 2, representing Hong Kong, China, Chu Hin-chan. In lane 3 for Slovenia, Rajko Havat. In lane 4 for Switzerland, Andrej Strutzina. In lane 5 for Hungary, Galambos Peter. And in lane 6, representing Austria, Paul Ruttmann. So just moments to go here in this A final of the lightweight men's single sculls.
U utrci finala lakih samaca nastupaju prugi broj 1 Slovačka, pruga broj 2 Hong Kong, Kina, pruga broj 3 Slovenija, pruga broj 4 Švicarska, pruga broj 5 Mađarska i u prugi broj 6 Austrija 2.
Well, we're already underway here in this A final of the lightweight men's single sculls, and running alongside this race, Richie and Marta, who got a great start.
It was lanes 4 and 5. The Swiss sculler and Hungarian are off to the better starts here. Taking them with them, the Austrian sculler as well, Paul Ruttmann, nearest to us. Rowing very well as well in 4th place at the moment as a young Slovakian, Petr Strakanski, just 17 years of age, youngest competitor at the entire regatta here, and already into an A final. What a result for him. And let's see how he's going to fare over the first few hundred metres here. Coming up on 250 metres, all the running on the far side from the enclosure in lanes 4, 5 and 6. It is Galambos Peter from Hungary leading it out. Very distinctive boat there with the Hungarian flag on the bow. Great to see. Inside him on lane 4, it is the Swiss sculler Andrej Strutzina in 2nd place at the moment, and Paul Ruttmann, who did very well to move into the qualifying spot in the repechage yesterday, just in 3rd place at the moment. They're opening up a little bit of clear water then ahead of the crews from Hong Kong, China, Slovakia, and from Slovenia as well, back in the 4th, 5th and 6th. But all the running here coming up at the 500 metre mark, it is Galambos Peter from Hungary.
Na 500 metara druge finalne utrke dana, odnosno prve muške finalne utrke dana, riječ je o samcima lakića. U ovom trenutku u vodstvu su posade Švicarske, Mađarske i Austrije 2, a iza njih vodi se borba između posada Slovačke, Hong Kong, Kine i Slovenije. Inače, u trenutnom blagom vodstvu je veslač Mađarske, ali veslači Švicarske i Austrije 2 ne puštaju i ovo će biti uistinu napeta utrka do samog kraja. Inače, u ovoj utrci u pruzi broj 1 za Slovačku natječe se i Petr Strakanski, najmlađi veslač na ovom natjecanju, zapravo evo ima tek 17 godina, a već se natječe na ovako velikim natjecanjima. Nadamo se da će uspjeti izdržati do kraja utrke i da neće pustiti ovu, kažem, vrlo napetu borbu za medalje.
Coming up on the 750 metre mark and centre of the course in lane 4 for Switzerland, it is Andrej Strutzina who has moved into the lead now, but he's only half a canvas ahead of the Hungarian Galambos Peter. He's rating very high, doing his best to stay back in contention and moving into 3rd place and in danger of not getting into contention for the gold and silver. At the moment it's Paul Ruttmann of Austria in 3rd place, but having a really good last 200 metres, it's Rajko Havat of Slovenia coming up now to get an overlap with Paul Ruttmann for 3rd place, and he's looking like he might come up and challenge for a medal, bringing with him the Hong Kong Chinese sculler Chu Hin-jun in 5th place at the moment, and just an overlap then to young Petr Strakanski back in 6th place. No doubt about our leader here though, the Swiss sculler in the last couple of 100 metres has moved into the lead, but he's not getting any further away from Galambos Peter of Hungary. Half a length between 1st and 2nd, and a really good race there from Rajko Hrvat in the last 500 to come back into contention for third place, just moving ahead of Paul Ruttman now.
Na polovici staze u vodstvu je Andri Struzina iz Švicarske. U ovom trenutku na 5. mjestu je veslač Mađarske, a čini se kako se vodi napeta borba za 3. mjesto između Rajka Hrvata iz Slovenije i Paula Rutmana iz Austrije. Inače, Paul je svoje mjesto u finalu A izborio kroz repasažu jučer popodne, tako da ima jednu utrku više nego Rajko. Vidjet ćemo je li ga to iscrpilo previše. Starto je zaista odlično, ali sada polako pada i Rajko prelazi u vodstvo, te čak reklo bi se i prijeti Andriju Struzini na prvom mjestu.
Hrvat is absolutely motoring here for Slovenia in lane 3. He's gone from 4th place now, 5th place, 4th place. He's moved up now into 2nd. He has moved past the Hungarian sculler Galambos Peter, now back in the bronze medal position, and looks like the first half of the race has taken a lot out of him. He's holding on to an overlap, but at the moment the fastest boat on the water, the Slovenian Rajko Hrvat, the 36-year-old bronze medalist at the World Championship, silver medalist in World Cup 1, and a solid racing season behind him last year. He's having an absolutely brilliant second half of the race here, but still leading it out, Andrei Struzina. He's reacted to each of the pushes that have come. The challenge of Peter Galambos Peter has gone, and now it's all about Hrvat and Struzina for the gold medal here. 500 meters to go. Hrvat coming up now to just a canvas off of Struzina of Switzerland, all to play for in the last 500.
Zadnja četvrtina staze, zadnjih 500 metara. Rajko Hrvat svakako iznenađenje ove utrke sa 5. mjesta. Zaprijetio je Struzini na prvom mjestu. Čini se kako će Galamboš Petar ostati na 3. mjestu, ali ništa još nije sigurno. Nekakav jako dobar finiš može nas iznenaditi. Jako napeta borba za zlato u drugoj finalnoj utrci ovog svjetskog kupa.
The Swiss sculler Andrei Struzina did all the running in the first half of the race here, and it seems to be taking its toll on him. And as Rajko Hrvat just moves into the lead now in the last 100 meters, he's passed out the Swiss sculler, and it's just a canvas, a barely half a canvas between the two scullers. Hrvat absolutely motoring here, very high rate. The Swiss sculler doing his best to get back into contention. They have clear water over Galambos Peter at the moment. What a way to close out our racing here today. And Camilla, it's all about Rajko Hrvat. He changed gear in the second half of the race and looking good for the gold medal.
Never underestimate the Slovenian Rajko Hrvat. He's up here now at 43 strokes a minute in gold medal position. He's rode his way through the field. He's such a danger in this lightweight men's singles sculls. Andrei Struzina having to settle for silver medal position at the moment, and fast starting Galambos Peter in bronze.
Vrlo zanimljiva završnica utrke lakih samaca. Rajko Hrvat je u samoj završnici prestigao Andriju Struzinu iz Švicarske. 3. mjesto Peter Galamboš, hoće doći prvi do cilja, nekih 50 metara do kraja.
Well, did Hrvat go too early? Struzina now starting his mount on the finish, but I think he's just done enough here to cling on to a gold medal. Rajko Hrvat of Slovenia by the smallest of margins ahead of the Swiss sculler Andrei Struzina for silver. It will be a bronze for the Hungarian Galambos Peter over in lane number 5. Minor places now will go to Chu Hin-chun of Hong Kong, China. Very pleased with that performance, a small punch in the air for him. And as the results get confirmed, we'll bring you the later places here. And there it is, confirmation of 5th place, Paul Ruttman of Austria ahead of Petr Strakanski of Slovakia to complete that A final of the lightweight men's single sculls. Once again, gold for the Slovenian Rajko Hrvat ahead of silver for Andrei Struzina and bronze for Galambos Peter of Hungary. single sculls. The medals will be presented by
Medalje će dodijeliti
World Rowing Executive Director Vincent Gaillard, accompanied by a representative from the Zagreb Rowing Federation,
u pratnji predstavnika Veslačkog saveza Zagreba Nikola Cvitaš.
winner of the bronze medal representing Croatia,
Osvajač brončane medalje Hrvatska Dora Dragičević. Bravo za Doru.
winner of the silver medal representing the Netherlands,
Osvajač brončane medalje Nizozemska
Tosca Kettler. Winner of the gold medal representing Czech Republic,
Osvajač zlatne medalje Češka
Kristina Neuhortova. Let's hear it for our medalists.
Pozdravimo još jednom naše osvajače medalja, a posebno našu Doru. Još jedan veliki pljesak za Doru.
The victory ceremony for the lightweight men's single sculls. The medals will be presented by
Medalje će dodijeliti
World Rowing President Jean-Christophe Rolland, accompanied by
u pratnji je Krunoslav Klak, predsjednik Veslačkog saveza Zagreba.
winner of the bronze medal representing Hungary,
Osvajač brončane medalje Mađarska.
Galambos Peter. Winner of the silver medal representing Switzerland,
Osvajač srebrne medalje Švicarska.
Andrej Strucina. Winner of the gold medal representing Slovenia,
Osvajač zlatne medalje Slovenija.
Rajko Horvat. Let's hear it for our medalists.
Pozdravimo još jednom naše osvajače medalja.
What a day we've had here on day 2 of racing at the first World Rowing Cup in Zagreb, Croatia. The first of our medalists crowned and a first medal for home nation Croatia. What an amazing day. We've seen these lightweight women's and men's single sculls awarded their champions, and another action-packed day tomorrow to look forward to as well. Hoping for just as beautiful a day. We kick off racing at 9:30 local time with the B final of the men's pair, and racing will run through until 1:30 local time, and all of our the remainder of our A finals will be taking place. So many more medals to look forward to. I've been Camilla Hadland-Horrocks, and out there on the course you've been joined by Brian Richardson, Marta Kostelic, Colleen Saville and Igor Boraska, and I've been here in the tower with Petar Millen.
Sa ove dvije finalne utrke lakih samaca završili smo jutrošnji program prve regate svjetskog kupa u Zagrebu. Bio je uspješan i uzbudljiv, posebno za hrvatske navijače. Dora Dragičević osvojila je prvu medalju za Hrvatsku. Nadamo se da će i drugi dan, odnosno